and welcome to the podcast. I'm Risa.
Hi, I'm Ariana.
And we're the Krolmeister sisters. As a reminder, this podcast is rated T for teen for strong language and mature themes.
If you don't like that, then I don't think you're going to like this podcast, probably. I mean, if we're being real, just given our record. But you know what? You can head on over to Tammy Tucky's podcast, Unlocked, where she talks to people about things.
And stuff.
Yeah, and they're usually involving Nancy Drew. I don't know when she last did an episode.
Ago. It's been months. But good for her.
Good for her.
She's taken some time, or maybe ran out of stuff to do. But, you know...
Which, I feel that...
But if you want to watch someone who is family-friendly, Little Jackalope from her Interactive left, and she has a YouTube channel called Story Retold, and she's playing she finished Creature of Kapu Cave, now she's playing Haunted Carousel, so on her channel. So if you want to go watch someone who's family-friendly, then she's someone you can watch. So what are we talking about today, sister?
Today, we're talking s'more alternate endings.
Yeah. So this
was because it's summertime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when you make s'mores.
Yeah.
But I was saying something. God damn it.
We got a request.
Yeah, we got a request for this ages ago. We've done 2 other episodes like this, and I will maybe link them. I probably won't remember to link them in the description, to be real with you guys. But if you type alternate into our search bar, you'll find them.
Well, that's something.
Yeah, but Melta Joan Cusack asked months ago if we would do another one of these, and we finally... To be fair, it sounds like, oh, we've ignored all of their requests from months ago. No, they gave us a bunch of ideas, and we've been going through them steadily.
Yeah, we've just been working our way through that list.
We have. It's a great list.
It really is.
I absolutely love when people send us ideas because it's very helpful that we can have just stuff when we're in the mood for doing it. But so we're doing more alternate endings. Alternate. I don't know what that was from, but it happened. So basically we're taking games and deciding how else they could have ended if there had been a different culprit or if there had been more stuff going on. So, my first one that I thought of today was Stay Tuned for Danger. It's not Dwayne at all. It's actually Lillian. But it's not for any of the jealous stuff that we originally suspect her of, right? So it's all of this stuff is setting it up to be a bitter ex thing, right? Where she's tormenting him because she's jealous he moved on or, anything broke her heart. No. She's doing it because Rick Arlen is a fucking prick. Rick Arlen is terrible to work with. He harasses extras and other, co-stars and stuff like that. No one wants to be working with him for very long at a time, but the audience loves him, so they're never going to get rid of him. So Lillian's taking it into her own hands and is trying to scare him off set and see if maybe she can make the set of Light of Our Love safe for all her fellow female, co-workers, stars, writers, directors, any of that.
Yeah, but even in this ending, let's be real, Nancy would be absolutely, non-sympathetic in the slightest. She'd be like, you still did the wrong thing.
Yeah, she would. God. She would.
It's maybe you should think about this, Nance.
But, maybe it's because she, just goes too far, and in the end, she does, the bomb. She still sets up a bomb, right? So it's Lillian, I understand your motives behind everything, but you have to look at yourself and know you've gone too far,
It's too far.
What other people could have gotten hurt in that explosion? It wouldn't just have been Rick. Oh, no.
It was almost me.
It was for everyone's own good. No, Lillian. It was for your own good. I don't know. I'm just going with it.
That's still...
Yeah, no. Nancy, you know? Mm-hmm. But I like the idea. Because the Dwayne stuff has always been really fucking weird. Like, are we gonna be real here? Like, that he... Like, what? It's, like, set as this, like, jealousy angle with Maddie, but really it's this jealousy angle with acting? Like, come on. I like the idea of Lillian just trying to make the set a safer place.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my first one.
Just using a little bit of terrorism.
Just using a little bit of terrorism.
A little bit of terrorism.
It's fine.
It's fine. Okay, so I will do my first one, which is Shattered Medallion. Okay, so my alternate ending only works if there is some... in fact, I think that's like all of mine really, is that there's a new character, and that's how we fix it.
That does make it an alternate ending, yes.
It does. So this only works if there is this like lawyer or corporate suit walking around, and like they got real interested in shit when George was injured, and then it turns out that they've been the one dealing with it all because originally they were going to try to get like some kind of insurance payout or some shit like that, and then Sonny just kind of took everything and rolled with it, and it was like, oh no, this is not the right kind of chaos. This isn't the kind that's going to make me money. So yeah, and also I need, is it Kiri?
Kiri, it's Kiri.
It is Kiri.
Yeah,
God.
It's Kiri Nind. That's why you always
that's
think
why
it's
I do
Miri.
it. That's why I do it. I don't know what's wrong with me. But I need her to be a part of the team in the end. Like, she's very begrudging, and she's like, well, you know, don't go expecting this in the future. I'm still not here to make friends, that sort of shit. And it's like, but, you know, I have hopes that maybe someday she will be in for the team. You know? It's just, it's I guess it's a major rewrite, but it would be so good.
And then, because it's like, it's one of those things where all these people are in something together, and it's bringing them all closer and making connections and stuff. And then it doesn't pay off because Kiri doesn't. So, like, let's just actually have them all come together against a common enemy, right? Stopping them from doing all of this. Mm-hmm. You know. Them just, like, rigging things to cause more drama.
Like, I would like it to be, like, shit. She's legitimately, like, she takes being a reality show contestant very seriously.
Because she
like,
would.
Exactly. So it's like, what the fuck are you doing here? And it's like, it's fine. You were going to be a shoo-in anyway. And she's like, no. I win because I'm awesome.
Yeah.
So then it's still her fucking, like, over-the-top, arrogant, egocentric attitude, but, like, in a good way. Because, exactly. You know, you can be obsessed with yourself and not be an asshole.
Exactly. Or at least be an asshole about things that don't matter as much. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And still, like, come together over the important things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. But I'm a huge found family person, so, like, anything where people form connections like that, I am just a huge sucker for. Just, like, coming together. Yes. Which reminds me of my next one. That was, like, an unintentional segue, but I grabbed it. My next one is Secrets Can Kill, and the ending is actually that Hal, Daryl, Connie, and the Hulk yes, I'm calling him the Hulk instead of Hulk. Because I think it's hilarious. Sorry, but Hulk, they all got together and murdered Jake. So they could free all of themselves from the blackmail.
Yeah. It's they ruined their lives in doing so.
Yeah, but, they thought they were going to be able to get away with it. So, they really tried to pin it on that HVAC guy. Even to the point where
fine.
they were...
We'll just blame a janitor or something.
Exactly. They tried to make Mitch Dillon take the fall. But then it all goes too far when Connie shows up with a gun.
Connie, what are you doing?
Is it No, I don't think it would have been Connie. I think it would probably be Daryl. If anyone showed up with a gun, probably the white boy.
He would absolutely go JD from Heathers.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
So,
For sure.
Yeah, so...
It'd be like, what's one more dead girl?
And I like to think that maybe he's the one who then is the person who actually pushed Jake. All the others were there, so they're all accomplices, but Daryl was the one who did the murder. It just seems the most likely out of all of them.
Yeah.
And so he's the one who goes away for murder itself, like first-degree murder. But the others still also do. They get tried as juveniles. I don't know. I'm just...
They cooperate in giving details and like admitting to their own
parts
sins.
Of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I just think that would be a more interesting ending than what they did with the alternate ending by having Uncle Steve get trapped in a go-go cage. So, maybe next time you guys try to remaster something, ask me instead.
Yeah. Guys. Jeez.
So.
Okay. So my next one does not have an easy segue. But mine is Phantom of Venice. And I know what you guys are thinking, but Ariana, you love Phantom of Venice.
Said no one ever.
Said no one. Unless they were trying to be a real prick.
Smart aleck. Or talking to another Ariana.
Yeah, maybe. But no, I have a crazy idea. Maybe the bad guys, the criminals, should be the villains. Like, there are criminals in this game, and the culprit is the foreign exchange student, basically. And I'm just like, no, I don't like it. And I feel like there's something weirdly catty about it, and I hate it. So,
I think it's the whole stealing the locket thing. That is... Yeah. I think that's where it, like...
Yeah.
And Nancy Drew, you really do have everything.
Trying to poison her, and... It's all very...
I think the sausages aren't a purposeful poison. I think that is something that Colin just does.
Whatever. The point is, okay, but that leads to my other possible alternate ending for that one. It is Colin. So because guys, yes, he is the most obvious answer, but sometimes the most obvious answer is the correct one. Yeah,
and he's stealing all that stuff to rescue it from all of these people who don't know how to care for those artifacts.
Yes, exactly. Nancy,
you
understand. You can appreciate the art. And it's like, no, you're a fucking lunatic. So, I
like that so much better. We gotta do that, yes.
We can still think that it's Helena because it's like, oh, she's being real shifty. But it turns out that, she's been following Nancy because she's noticed her just, being mysterious. She's like, I gotta investigate this. What is she doing? And she's very confused by the whole cat thing.
And dressing up as Samantha Quick.
But then...
Why is she going out places in a wig and, whole outfit?
Right. She's Moira Rose. Sorry. We started watching Schitt's Creek.
I see. Yeah. I've been considering starting it, but I just
It's actually way better than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was going to be stupid and cringy.
Emotional, capacity to start a new show right now.
Oh,
sorry, but yeah.
But yeah, so we could definitely still have a run-in with Helena in the alleys, but then she ends up helping us catch the bad guy, especially if it's Colin, and it's just like, so she's got him monologuing to her, and she's like, hey, look at me when I'm talking to you, and Helena, like, bops him over the head or some shit like that.
I love it.
Sprays him with pepper spray.
Her spicy demon.
She's going through her purse, and then she finally, like, pepper sprays him, and he's just, like, on the ground rolling in pain. He's like,
I love that idea. But now I'm suddenly trying to remember what it is that Lisa calls her pepper spray in Treasure Royal Tower. It's literally something like, my spicy devil venom mist. Or something like that. And it's so ridiculous. And it throws me every time. Because I just forget that happens until she says it. And then I'm suddenly reminded that she doesn't just say pepper spray like a normal fucking person. Spicy devil villain venom.
Like, what's wrong with you, you fucking lunatic?
So yeah,
pepper spray.
My next one.
This episode brought to you by pepper spray.
We're not being sponsored by the object, the product of. Ow. But my next one is not an alternate culprit. However, it is a complete alternate ending. Silent Spy. It's still Ewan who's the bad guy. But Kate Drew is still alive. And she is hiding out. And Ewan brings Nancy there as bait. To try to bait Kate out into the opening.
Shit.
Because, you know, she has all of the intelligence that they need about the bioweapon that she thwarted a decade earlier. Like, she has all of that intelligence. They have to get that from someone so they can try it again. And they can't find Kate, so they just use Nancy to bring her out and put Nancy's life in peril, but bring Nancy there with promises of getting her into contact with her mom. And then it's even cooler because then the phone call, snippet about in the beginning would have Kate saying something that Nancy never heard her say, but something like, I have to protect Nancy now that she's coming here to Scotland, or something like that. Like, literally something like that.
It can be super expository. The only point
is it has to be like Nancy's now having to try and figure out, oh my god, is she getting her hopes up for nothing? Or is her mom still actually alive? And then it ends up that her mom is still just actually alive.
Yeah.
So, I like that.
We could have like a... I mean, that could be like a fun arc moving forward if Nancy Drew bothered to do arcs. Because
then...
having Kate reincorporate into their lives, and it's like
that's so cool.
There could be a whole game. I almost said episode. There could be a whole game where we have another take at River Heights, maybe like a cabin in the woods around River Heights. I assume they have whatever the fuck needs to be there for story purposes. But like. Yeah, just have it. It would work.
I just feel like Kate Drew actually being alive would be a very satisfying ending to that game.
Yeah,
I feel like that game doesn't have a super satisfying ending to it. It's just mostly a wild ending where everyone's on the group call.
It's just like, well, I guess it's done. What?
Yeah. So. Like, I think it would be so, like, I'm getting emotional thinking about, like, what that would be like playing that game.
Yeah.
That would be so fantastic.
Like, and can you imagine a streamer doing it and they're like, oh my god, is it Kate Drew? Is it Kate Drew? It would be great.
I know. It would be great. Okay, so, get in contact with us if you would like us to write it for you.
Just saying. We do a better job.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. So, my last one is Shadow at the Water's Edge. Because as you all may be aware, I hate the gaslighting with Rentaro. I hate it. I don't like it. I like good Rentaro because, like, he's a puzzle nerd and it's like, he's so cute. And then he's a fucking gaslighter and I hate it. So, I propose instead, again, we add a character. I have to be like Rentaro's brother. But like, okay, so he wants his brother to get out into the world, and he thinks that he would stay in one place forever just to be with Miwako. So his intent is to drive Miwako out and to take Rentaro with her, and then,
he don't have a life.
Yeah, exactly. And because he figured, oh, well, there's no way I can break them up. They're solid. And then he is a real bitch and throws her mother's visage at her. And it's like, oh, that's not cool. But when people suspect it's nerdy Rentaro, resenting Miwako for helping him, for making him stay there, the brother accepts that this is plan B, and it's like, oh, yeah. I mean, so he just, like, drives a wedge between them while playing the good brother the whole time. So he's like, oh, I'm here for you, bro. And he's, like, pretending that he's not, that he doesn't think his brother did it, and talking to Nancy, and it's like, oh, I mean, maybe one time when we were kids, he did it, and it's like, oh my gosh. But this way, also, it gets to be a much better ending because Miwako, okay, so it would involve Miwako agreeing to ask Yumi to substitute for her so she and Rentaro can do some traveling. But she's starting with baby steps, and she's just staying in Japan for now. But she's going out there experiencing new things, and we're very proud of her. And so Miwako's happy. Yumi gets to help her family without devoting her entire life to them, which is the one thing she didn't want to do. Takai gets to have a healthier relationship with her family and to celebrate who her daughter was at her core instead of burying her in guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got really into that one. I wrote that whole thing out. It was, yeah. I got very into it. Apparently, I really want that ending to be different. I hate it.
Yeah. So my last one is Creature of Kapu Cave, but the bad guy is the publish or perish mindset in academia. So Dr. Kim is doing this to falsify data so she can have results from her studies. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, she's at risk of losing her funding completely to do her research. So I think that would be a really interesting angle. That, like, Nancy wasn't supposed to notice that. She was just supposed to, like, help her do the science from the results, not from the actual, try to figure out the actual cause.
Okay, how does this ending affect the Pua Big
the
Mike?
Mapus?
Yeah.
So the Mapus are, like, actually being, like, targeted and everything by, like, the local, like, loan sharks and everything. So that is why Joe gets knocked out. That side plot is actually, like, a separate side plot, and it's not just all to do with like, researching the Mapus. It's, like, to, like... But, yeah. So, they are actually, like, there to see, like, to look into the family, and then they're able to be, like, giving her a glowing review or whatever, like, endorsing her to their employer, even though her dad's been doing some shit, you know? And so then the money they're able to get in from the sponsorship goes to pay off Big Mite's debts. So then they'll actually be able to get out of the situation that they're in. So that's my idea. It. And that's there's good. No stupid lava flow puzzle.
What?
Yeah.
What sister?
I fucking hate it. I hate it so much. It's just awful. But yeah. So those are our alternate endings. I think we got really into them this time.
We did.
So I would love to hear we would love to hear your guys' alternate endings as well. So you can send them to us on our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Discord, Twitch, YouTube, and our fancy website, krolmeistersisters.knifefightclub.com.
And you can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. And in those places, you can leave reviews and just, like, tell people that we're awesome. Because we are.
We are. If you would like to support us, you can subscribe to us on Twitch to get access to our numerous emotes, as well as Podcast Night VODs and the backer channel on our Discord. Or you can support us over on patreon.com/KrolmeisterSisters to get access to the backer channel on our Discord, stream cat pictures, Podcast Night VODs. My brain turned off. And you guys can even tell us what to talk about. So yeah, as a reminder, I'm Marisa.
I am Ariana.
And we're the Krolmeister Sisters. And we're asking you guys to stay sleuthy. I almost introduced myself as Ariana at that point.